Yo, what's going on, guys? So, real quick. Welcome to the end of the season. Welcome to the end of the season. So this is the off season. What do they do next video? So, I'm gonna post a video about the Super Bowl, not the Super Bowl, about the wild card weekend and all that stuff. That is gonna come out as the Wednesday video. But today we're gonna talk about all the off season teams and a team that's in the playoffs because I think they fit the description that I made for them. So let's talk about it.
King Keys. King Keys. Series. Series.
Lamar Jackson
Series.
is gone.
Series.
I see you, bro. Hey, my name is Keith. I do Black Quarterback Series, and today we are talking about the offseason. So let's get into it. So Baker Mayfield, Michael Penix, and Bryce Young. I got them in the future category, right? So you have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Atlanta Falcons, and the Carolina Panthers. So Bryce Young was benched this year, and ever since he got benched, he came back, and he's been better since he was benched before, which I thought benching him was terrible. Like, you got to see it through. So, but he's been better. He's been better, and he showed that he's the franchise guy, and he at least deserves another season to see if this is not a fluke, right? You don't know. I don't think you own any of your picks anyway, so it's like, why not, right? You got to build. You got to bring talent to Carolina. You have to build a talented team, and for me, honestly, it starts on both fronts, the defensive end and the offensive front. Build a good defensive line so you can get after the other team's quarterback. Build a good offensive line so you can protect your franchise quarterback. And then you have to get some big receivers. Bryce Young is not that big, obviously. You got to protect him. So Michael Penix has more talent. That team is a lot more ready to win. So just more seasoning. Just throw more seasoning. You got to cook it a little more. He got some receivers there. Both of them are escaping me, right? Drake London and Cal Pitts. He got some guys there. He has a structure. So I think just more time playing, Michael Penix will inevitably be better. Like, he could have probably won Rookie of the Year if the Atlanta Falcons didn't absolutely botch this. I'm gonna bring in a veteran, but I'm gonna draft a young guy and I'm gonna make him sit. But then when he looks bad because he's coming off an injury, then I'm gonna start the young guy. It would have all solved itself if y'all had just paid the King's ransom for Lamar Jackson. But I digress. So Penix is the future, and I think Penix will be okay. He just needs to play more. And Baker Mayfield, I know they're in the playoffs, but spoiler alert, I'm picking Washington to beat them. So, but I do think that the Buccaneers are moving in the right direction. They found a guy, Baker Mayfield, right after Tom Brady. They found a guy, and I think you just keep moving. You just keep pushing forward. And it's funny, all three of these guys are in the same division. I didn't do that willingly. This is going to be one of the best divisions in football for the next 10 years when all these teams get it together, hopefully, right? And then you have the New Orleans Saints who are going to be bad for a while, right? So yeah, I think all these guys have a great future. You just got to build around them and don't go for no home run play. Build through the draft, sign young free agents, and build. Just build like a regular organization instead of trying to hit home runs. So that's what I say about those three teams. Chicago. Chicago needs to figure out who they are. And it should be offense. You need to lean heavy in offense. You need to go get an offensive coach to help your young quarterback develop. Because if you botch this one, if you botch Caleb Williams, you're not getting another one. Y'all can say what I want about Caleb Williams, but Caleb Williams showed in the last few months that he a baller. He gonna play ball, but he don't have no support. And you thought that we all picked them to make the playoffs this year, and they went 5. I think they went 5-12 or 4-12. One of them. We all picked them to make the playoffs, and they didn't make the playoffs because it's just from top bottom. It's just a shit show. And so Chicago needs more organizational stability, and they need to stop focusing on stuff that don't matter. Build a better offensive line. focus on good coaching. Go get somebody that's a good coach and stop. I don't think they meddle, but like, and leave it alone. Like, and if that doesn't work, that just doesn't work. But I would prefer Chicago be top 5 in offense and then bottom 32 in defense, because at least that's going to win you. That's going to win you games. This whole we're going to lose forever is not working. So that's what I got for Chicago. The Cardinals. I picked Kyler Murray to be MVP this year, and I could have not been more wrong. I don't know about Kyler Murray. Is he the answer? He's way too talented to not be the answer. But a lot of these games were lost on his back. A lot of the times I came in here like, oh my God, here Kyler Murray threw an interception to lose the game. Kyler Murray threw a bad pass there. Kyler Murray best, blah, blah, blah. And then we got the whole college card thing. Kyler Murray had to put that in his incentive so he would actually study. And it's just like, I don't know if Kyler Murray's the answer. I'm not sure. But he's just too talented. He's the most talented, questionable player in the league. Like, Josh Allen is the guy. He might be reckless, but that is the guy. He's somewhere within, he's a top 5 guy. We know that without a shadow of a doubt. Kyler has that talent. He has all the talent in the world of a Josh Allen, of a Lamar Jackson, of a Mahomes. Hell, even Jalen Hurts, like the guy in Washington, Jaden. He has talent of all these guys, but these guys win, and he don't. And we can't say it's not about talent. He's had some good talent in Arizona. He just don't win, and I really don't know why. So they need to look at themselves in the mirror and be like, is it Kyler or is it us? Because we've ran through a few coaches and nothing has changed. So they need to figure that out. They've paid Kyler all this money, so I would lean towards Kyler, but you got to figure that out. That's what if I'm talking to the Cardinals, that's what I'm thinking. So the Jets. The Jets are probably one of the best teams to play in Madden because they got all this cap space. You could probably just trade all your assets, get first round picks, and then flip them all and blah, 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 right? They need to clean house. They don't have a GM right now. They need to clean house. They need to either release or trade Aaron Rodgers. They need to trade Devontae Adams. They need to get rid of Sauce Gardner. They need to get rid of the other talented receiver that they have on the offensive end and just be terrible and rebuild. This era has not worked. You got to call it a wash because you don't want Sauce Gardner on the books when he comes up a free agent because he's gonna want to break the bank. You don't want a cornerback making all that money when you're not contending. That's just not smart. So trade assets. As if I was a Jets fan, this is what I would want. I would want the Jets to do the Oklahoma City model. When KD left, he up and left. And then before that, James Harden. They traded James Harden for assets. And then when Westbrook and Paul George asked for out, they traded both of them for hell of a lot of picks. And they had all those picks and all those assets. And then coming in, they got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And they were able to like build around Shai and do all that, right? If you want to hear me talk more about basketball, I do it on the Black Civilization Radio on my daily pod over there. So stay tuned for that. We're working on that. I can't wait to actually put that out daily. But so they need to look at Oklahoma City and do the Oklahoma City model. Simple as that. Trade away all your assets right now. Stockpile picks. Trade picks. Get younger. Be absolute ass. None of this weird, we're going to win 5 games, 6 games, and like, we're going to invest in an old guy, or we're going to draft, I forgot his name. We're going to draft this white guy because he kind of like Brett Favre. Like, be ass, make better decisions up top, and be more proactive. Your fans deserve a direction. The Jets haven't had a direction since like 2011. So that's what I would do if I was the Jets. So New England just lost the first round pick because they won today, right? And so I think New England might have that franchise guy. I'm not sure, obviously. I'm not tuned into New England. So I think he was hurt, the starting quarterback. I think he was hurt. But if y'all believe in that guy, y'all need to trade y'all pick for more assets. Unless you're gonna draft Travis Hunter. And if you're gonna draft Travis Hunter, you keep that pick and you draft Travis Hunter. But I really don't know what New England's direction is. I talked about Gerard Mayo in my video that come out tomorrow, so I'm not gonna really talk about Gerard right now. But what they did to Gerard was terrible. So figure out what you're gonna do. If that's the guy, and draft Travis Hunter and just build from within. That's really all I can say about New England. And if you're going to find a coach that you actually like, not somebody that is attached to Bill Belichick or attached to Tom Brady. If you're going to build a new era and find somebody new. The Seahawks. Got to find a Geno Smith replacement. I know Geno been really good. He's been really good, but Geno's coming to the point where he's at the twilight of his career, right? I think Geno got another 5 seasons left, especially if he bounces around. He's a Seattle legend already, but I do think that they need to focus on moving into the next era of Seattle Seahawks football. You got the coach. I love the coach. You know, he was Baltimore Ravens defensive coordinator. His name's escaping me right now, but I love that coach. So the coach is set. You won 10 games this year in a division where it took you 11 games to win. So you don't need really that much, like you don't want to uproot it and ruin everything. Excuse me. You don't want to uproot and ruin everything. You just need to do a couple retoolings and look for your next guy, because I think that's what's next. You look for your next guy. You're not going to get a high pick, so you might have to do some maneuvering. I trust that Seattle is going to know what to do because they pivoted from Russell to Geno really, really well. They pivoted from Pete Carroll to his name is escaping me right now, to the coach they have now really well. So I expect them to continue to grow in this manner. The Raiders, I don't know what the hell going on with the Raiders. They need a quarterback. They fight well. Antonio Pierce had them boys fighting, but at the end of the day, it don't matter if you don't have a quarterback. Got to find a quarterback. You got a stud tight end in Brock Bowers. Set the record for receptions without a top flight quarterback as a rookie. So you just need to find your next guy. I think you'll be better off if you find your next guy. Is it Aaron Rodgers? Is it Dak Prescott? I would lean to think that it would be Dak Prescott. You go trade for Dak Prescott, because I have the Cowboys on her. We're going to get to the Cowboys in a minute. The Cowboys might be willing to trade him if they're going to play CeeDee Lamb and Michael Parsons. That's something you could look into. Now it might cost you probably a second and a third, because if I was trading for Dak Prescott, I'd probably have probably 2 seconds and a third. That should be able to get it done, and then a decent player, or some. I don't know how their trades work. I know you can do cash consideration in the NBA, but yes, few picks, 2 picks, 3 picks, maybe a decent player, just to solidify that position. This is something they should really look into, because they're not going to get Shador. They might get Cam Ward. If they get Cam Ward, then this is all for naught. But it starts at that quarterback position for them, because I do think Antonio Pierce is a good coach. Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence is a bust, and you got to accept it and move on. You've been asked for a while. Accept that and move on. Rebuild. Maybe not rebuild, but you got to realize what you are. Trevor Lawrence is not the guy. And I think the sooner they realize that, the sooner they can move on from him and realize that this experiment just didn't work. I think you got a decent coaching staff, but Trevor Lawrence is not the guy, and you guys need to accept that. Cincinnati. If Cincinnati would have won 3 more games, I think Joe Burrow would have been MVP. They would have had first seed, and they'd be the most scariest team in the playoffs other than Detroit. You have to retool around your future Hall of Fame quarterback, because what Joe Burrow doing over there, him and Chase, it's just him and Chase and 2K generics. They up there making magic. And as a Baltimore fan, I'm scared. I don't like playing them. So retool and pay Chase. I know you guys are cheap, but if Chase is not here, Joe Burrow is not going to be there much longer either. And Joe Burrow, it's a possibility Joe Burrow's going to get hurt. So you're going to lose all the talent. Y'all squandered Joe Burrow's rookie contract. Now his real contract going to kick in, and y'all are the Cincinnati Bengals. This is the best guy you. This is y'all. This is the best quarterback y'all have had in probably 50 years, and y'all treating him like he's nothing. Now he got Chase and blah blah blah. I don't know about Zach Taylor. You have to go to Flimlow Raps for that. Shout out to Flimlow. He's well more versed in the Cincinnati Bengals than I am, but around the league, well not around the league, among their fan base, it doesn't look like Zach Taylor is the answer there. So I don't know if Zach Taylor's going to make it through the offseason. I guess we'll see Monday because this Monday is normally when coaches are fired. I'm recording it Sunday night after the Lions just absolutely destroyed the Vikings. So, yeah, coaching, retooling. You got to look at retooling. And so the Cowboys. I don't know. I know I mentioned the Cowboys, but I don't know if I talked about the Cowboys. You got to figure out who you're paying. Are you going to pay CeeDee Lamb or are you going to pay? Because what you don't want is to have to pay CeeDee Lamb, Michael Parsons, and Dak Prescott and not make the playoffs. In a division where Washington is a really good team now. They got their franchise quarterback. Jalen Hurts is still in this division. He's a franchise quarterback. The Giants are about to have a franchise quarterback. So it's like, who are y'all at? The talent is ran out. The dominance y'all had over the division is done. In a weak NFC at that. So I think they have to make a decision on where they want to be. Do y'all want to be, because you don't want to, the worst thing you can be in sports is stuck in the middle. Do you want to be really, really good or do you want to be terrible? So I think Dallas has to make that decision. Do they want to be really, really good and go for it? Which means you bring everybody back, you try to retool. You have finally addressed that running back position. You finally addressed that corner position. Get you a second and third good corners. Dallas drafts really, really well. So what do you want to do as ownership? And you know we never know because Jerry want to be the show. So whatever the show want to do, that's what's going to happen. So I don't know. If I was Dallas, I would think about just retooling. Try to get that Dak Prescott off me. Talk to the Raiders, you know. So, but yeah, so my last two teams, I don't really have much to say. The Titans, just keep building. A lot of this comes down to having a quarterback, as y'all can see. The Titans just keep building and find your franchise quarterback. Will Levis is not it. Will Levis is no. Mr. Mayo himself is not no. So keep building. Keep building. Like I said, give your guys time. I think this is their first or second year with this new head coach. I think it's the first. See what he can do. Now, if he don't look good this year and some parts of next year, then you fire him. But see if you can build something within these next few years and just keep doing what you're doing, especially if you can get Shador or Travis or Cam or anybody like that. So just keep building. And AR has to make a 3-year jump for the Colts in order for the Colts to be really, really good. And I don't know if he can do that. Jonathan Taylor is really, really good. The running game is really good. I think the coaching is really good. But this all predicated off if Anthony Richardson can make a leap in year 2. Well, no, just be year 3. Can he make a 3-year leap? It's all predicated on that. We will know who AR is by Thanksgiving of 2025. If AR is not like top 10 in the league and stuff, and like, or at least middle of the road, if he looks decent, we'll know. But if he doesn't look decent, you got to think about moving on. So all the coach success is based off if AR can be what they wanted him to be, which is a project. And by year 3, you thought he would look like Cam Newton. So, long video. A lot of teams that are not good, that are absolutely terrible. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys' favorite team is. What do you think they need to do? And I'll talk to you guys later. If this video came out before the other video that I'm doing, the Wildcard Weekend video, I'll talk to you guys Wednesday. Peace.